Final segment of ATL Day Ones with Jarvis and Tenitra. We want to say thank you for rocking with us throughout the entire show. We really appreciate you. We thank you as we are headed towards 4,000 subscribers. We really appreciate you for all of you who have hit that subscribe button. If you have not, what are you waiting on? If you want to be great in life, sometimes you just got to step out there. So go ahead and hit that button. Hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and wherever you download your podcast, give us a 5-star review. We really appreciate it. Drop them in the comments as well. If you're watching us on YouTube, we thank you in advance. Now, but T, this is For the Culture. It is the intersection between sports, culture, and entertainment. And sometimes we want to talk about, because that's just how we get down on this particular show. Today is no different. It's because Robert Sarver, owner of the Phoenix Suns and the Phoenix Mercury in the WNBA, has come out, released a statement about that he will be seeking buyers for those particular teams. Now, for those you don't know who've been hiding under the rock, Robert Sarver just recently got suspended for a year from the NBA and had a $10 million fine. And obviously there were a lot of people calling for his neck. Like everybody, trying to call for his neck. And then Adam Silver kind of essentially pushed back and said, hey, there's not really much we can do. Or do y'all have a video of him saying all of this stuff? That may push the needle. But, Sarver has come out and said in a statement that, hey, he is seeking buyers for the Phoenix Sun and Phoenix Mercury. T, how big is that?
It's the right thing to do, because when you think about an owner who owns a WNBA team, and many of the allegations are what he did and what he perpetrated on women, all of it just speaks wrong, especially if you know anything about the WNBA and some of the social stances that they have taken over the years and how supportive they are of women's rights and equality and positivity in the workplace. Everything he did, and we say allegedly, but there's evidence, maybe not video, that the commissioner for NBA Commissioner Adam Silver intimated, but there's evidence. And how can you keep someone like that, especially at the helm of the Mercury, flying in the face of all that is going on? I mean, the Mercury have had enough to deal with trying to keep everything together with Brittany Griner, and then even losing Skylar Diggins-Smith towards the end of the season for whatever reason. And now you've got to deal with this. That's just too much, and for no good reason. Now, as far as the Suns are concerned, similarly, you just don't want that type of smoke. People have been kind of looking at that organization anyway, especially with the on-the-court product, and wondering, how are they going to get over the hump, if they ever get over the hump? You don't need a distraction in the box. You just really don't. If you can just move on from someone like that, and let me just say this as well. Let's be real. There are a lot of owners out here who've done and said similar things. He just happens to be one that got caught. However, if you are the one that got caught, then you need to pay the consequences and be, unfortunately, kind of the poster child for the rest of the owners of what not to do. So that maybe if some of them have had that behavior in the past, they can stop. Or if there are potential owners who even remotely thought about having similar behaviors, maybe you'll think twice about it.
No doubt about it. Because that's the thing that, when you think about, overall, like when people who have a lot of money, and particularly old white men, that's what we're dealing with in this particular situation. So, it's kind of like when you have these type of situations, like I kind of feel Adam Silver, like, hey, what can I do? In today's world, like, you need hardcore evidence, because nobody's going to believe that people are racist. Like, seemed to be the one thing that, no, there's no way he's a racist. Like you just know his heart and know all of his intentions, and even Sarver in the beginning, he was denying a lot of the things that he said. I've only said the N-word one time. One thing that I know about people who use the N-word that are not supposed to use it is that more than likely they use it a lot more times than you've heard them use it. So yeah, let's go and get that out the way. But I think that when you have a situation where he at least has some human decency and say, you know what, I have a big ego and I don't like being talked about in this manner. So, yeah, I'm about to go ahead and cash out on my billions of dollars when I sell these two organizations. I hate to put it like that, T, but that's exactly what it is.
Right, but you speak volumes with that one word, billions. Because when those other owners started looking at the math of it all, no different than with Donald Sterling, and tarnishing the reputation of the NBA that continues to build its brand globally, you just don't want that kind of smoke. So I suspect that while there may not have been evidence in a visual form, I suspect that by the time those other 29 owners, the principal owners of those other teams on the NBA side and the other 11 owners on the NBA side, WNBA side had a little say so, they were looking at their bottom line and saying, especially for the NBA, this will affect our bottom line. And for the WNBA, he flies in the face of everything we stand for. And that's somebody like I said when we were pre-briefing earlier, apply pressure.
Yes, indeed. And I love what Draymond Green said. It's like, hey, have the guys vote on it. So we'll know and reveal all of these people who voted. Reveal the votes. Reveal the votes. Excuse me. So yeah, that's the type of stuff. Accountability matters in these particular situations because, like you said, there's a lot of money and power involved. And in order for those guys to be held to the same standard that they hold their players, there has to be something in there that kind of say, all right, if I do this or say this, this is what will happen. And I think that, with Sarver, saying, hey, I'm going to go ahead and sell this team, good for you. Right. Good for you. That's all I got to say. All right, but T, before we get out of here, we got to talk about Javier Baez. Obviously, we're down to Puerto Rico with Hurricane Fiona. It hit touchdown on Sunday. It was a lot of just grief and people dealing with losing power. And it was just a lot going on down there. And I think that Javier Baez, this is his home country, or native country, excuse me. He, has set up to where people can go out and eat for free. And he posted it on, I think it was on Instagram. And that, hey, if you guys are looking for a hot meal, go check this place out. And I think that for somebody to be able to give back in that manner, to their native country, where they come from, I think it's just absolutely amazing. And this is the type of stuff that we want to be able to talk about on this show more so than the owner, doing what he did.
Yeah, and so important as well was the immediacy with which Javier Baez actually brought lead. Because one of the things that you have to do is kind of get in there early and stay in there often. So I hope this is just one of many efforts from him and maybe other players of Puerto Rico set around just Major League Baseball, but some of the other professional leagues as well. Because a lot of times when players, owners, coaches actually stand up and highlight a situation, it does get more attention. Let's just be real. We're about it because it was Javier Baez, right? So this is a good thing for him to go in early and make sure everybody's aware of just what's going on. If you haven't seen the videos, check them out because it's going to take Puerto Rico a minute to recover from this. I mean, as a native New Orleanian whose family went through Hurricane Katrina almost 20 years ago, and Hurricane Ida just a year ago, he's shining a spotlight early. I hope that the spotlight is shown on Puerto Rico often because, listen, the process of healing and recovery, that's going to be there for the long haul. So thanks again for Javier Baez doing what he did. And again, you guys go everywhere you can, Google Puerto Rico. I am sure there's going to be some way, shape, or form that you can help because they're going to need it for a while. No different in Jackson, Mississippi, need our help as well. Hopefully, tomorrow we won't be talking about the Braves needing any will win this game. Hopefully, the man special that has just haunted them all season, hopefully they'll be able to get it done against a pitcher and Paulo Espino, who's 0-7 this year. Let's make him 0-8. Jarvis and I will download about it in the afternoon on Thursday and hopefully talking about Jarvis, a perfect homestand for the Braves. And of course, we'll talk a little bit more about the Falcons as they get set to take on the Seahawks and anything else that happens in the wide, wide world of sports in Atlanta. So as always, once you finish checking us out, make sure you check out Hitting Hard with John Chucker, and you can do it on YouTube. You can do it where you download your podcast, Amazon, Fire, or Roku. Thank you guys again for stopping by. See you tomorrow.
Y'all come back now, you.